All right, so I'm going in a little different direction with you adults. So take what you want from this, and then we're going a different direction. In our gospel reading for today, the religious scholars have a lot of questions for Jesus. They have decided that Jesus needs to go. He's upsetting the status quo. As scholars, they battle him on their own turf, the world of thought and ideas. They are hoping that their questions will catch Jesus in a compromised position and they can claim victory. Usually it's the Pharisees who are asking the questions, but in our gospel reading for today, it's the Sadducees who join in. We are reminded by Luke that the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection. They don't believe that there is life after death. So let me just point out something here. This idea of resurrection did not start with Jesus. Jesus did not invent the resurrection, right? Jesus hasn't died yet. Jesus hasn't risen yet. And here are Jewish people debating about the resurrection. So the Sadducees, in their questioning of Jesus, create this hypothetical woman whose desire for a husband is continually thwarted. She marries one guy, he dies, so she, by law, marries the brother, he dies, marries the brother, he dies. 7 times she marries the brother and they die. So not a good genetic pool. And in an age when a woman's worth is tied to her ability to have children, she is not able to conceive. Finally, the woman dies. The end of what sounds like a pretty unhappy life. The Sadducees are not concerned with this hypothetical woman's lot in life, the grief and loss that were hers. They are not asking, where's the justice? Instead, they are concerned about whose wife she will be. In other words, who will own her after the resurrection. They are assuming, and remember, they don't believe in the resurrection in the first place. They are assuming that if resurrection happens, the new life will be the same as the old life. That when one dies, nothing changes. If people are married in the old life, they will be married in the new life. If people die in the old life, they will die in the new life. If people suffer in the old life, they will suffer in the new. If they're owned by somebody else in one life, they'll be owned by someone else in the new life. And Jesus' response to them is basically, the resurrection isn't just more of this life. The resurrection isn't just more of this life. Through death and resurrection, something is changed forever and for the better. This is so human, though, isn't it? We think that we can die and stay the same. We think that we can radically let go and yet remain utterly attached. That we can experience profound change and not be profoundly changed. We are a people who cling to what we know, what we are comfortable with. We are like the Sadducees, who would rather not venture into the mystery of resurrection, into the mystery of the things we do not understand. Meanwhile, creation is demonstrating the beauty of death and resurrection all around us. The leaves have turned brilliant shades of red, orange, and yellow. They have fallen gracefully or been stripped off by violent winds. Many branches lay bare, waiting, not for the former leaves to float up from the ground and somehow reattach themselves, but for new buds to burst forth in the spring. It is the mystery of the resurrection. Life, death, new life. This is also called the Paschal mystery. And it is on full display for all to see. Every once in a while, I dig up Wendell Berry's poem entitled Manifesto, The Mad Farmer Liberation Front. Does anybody know this poem? If you don't, you should look it up because it's great, and I'm not going to say the whole thing because it's lengthy. But I look it up usually when I'm thinking about practice resurrection, which is the last line of this poem. Practice resurrection. And I want to share a little bit of the poem with you today. Say that your main crop is the harvest. I'm going to say that again, because I said it wrong. Say that your main crop is the forest, that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Say the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into mold. Call that prophet. Prophesy such returns. Put your faith in the 2 inches of humus that will build under the trees every 1,000 years. And then later he concludes, practice resurrection. Resurrection is something that we practice. We experience little deaths. Some we have chosen, some chosen for us. We practice letting go. We wait for something new. We notice our resistance to the mystery. We open to the divine. We trust that new life can and will appear. May God grant us such trust. Amen.